Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lepakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 14th of March. Former Defence Minister of India swears in as Chief Minister of Western Province, Goa. Police investigate killing of Sufi Muslims leader in Bangladesh. And Pakistan Prime Minister orders removal of blasphemous content from social media. And now for all the details. India's former Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar on Tuesday took oath as the new Chief Minister of Western Goa Province. He has been asked by the Supreme Court of India to prove his majority on Thursday.
Despite winning fewer seats in India's Western Goa provincial election than the Congress, the Bharatiya Janata Party led by former Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar formed government on Tuesday. Parrikar will however have to prove his majority on Thursday following Supreme Court of India's order after being challenged by the Congress party. The Congress won 17 seats in the election, the BJP won 13 but secured the support of small regional parties. Meanwhile, N. Biren Singh, who was elected leader of BJP legislature wing, is likely to be sworn in as the 24th Chief Minister of the province on Wednesday. Singh will be the first BJP Chief Minister in the province, dethroning Congress's Okram Ibobi Singh, who ruled Manipur for 15 years. Though the Congress has won 28 seats, BJP with 21 seats staked claim to form government with support from regional parties.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, at least 3 persons have been arrested in connection with an explosion in Kabul on Monday. 1 person was killed and 9 wounded in the incident.
The Afghan Interior Ministry said that 1 woman was killed in the incident that took place in the vicinity of Taimani area. An explosion in the center of the Afghan capital Kabul destroyed a bus carrying employees of one of the country's biggest telecom firms on Monday.
صدای بسیار قوی شنیده شد و ما واقعا خیلی خسته شدیم از یالت دیگه از مقامات خود خواهش میکنیم که بالیاز خدا اگر میتونید تامین مردم امنیتش گرفته امنیت مردم.
A security official said earlier the blast was caused by a suicide bomber on foot, but Interior Minister Siddique Siddiqui said it appeared to have been caused by a roadside bomb. The explosion, as people were leaving work in a well-to-do area of the city, came less than a week after dozens of people were killed and wounded in an attack on the country's largest military hospital by gunmen dressed in medical uniforms. No group, including the Taliban insurgents, has so far claimed responsibility behind the attack.
News from Pakistan. Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on Tuesday directed the state machinery to nab those responsible for posting blasphemous content on the social media. Calling blasphemy an unpardonable offence, Prime Minister Sharif ordered the Interior Ministry to take all possible measures to block blasphemous content on social media. Furthermore, he also issued directions to ensure the accountability of those who misuse the blasphemy law for their personal interest. Baloch activists staged a protest outside the United Nations headquarters in Geneva against Pakistani atrocities in southwestern Balochistan province. They had earlier sought a special rapporteur in the UN to investigate human rights violation.
Baloch political and human rights activists on Monday highlighted the ongoing atrocities meted on the people of southwestern Balochistan province by Pakistani forces before the UN office in Geneva. Few members of European Parliament also took part in the demonstration in solidarity with Baloch people over the gross human rights violations prevailing in Balochistan.
For European Union, is absolutely unacceptable, the situation that Pakistan, government in Pakistan still use violence against people in Balochistan, and it's not a temporary problem, but it's the problem for long term.
Charnetsky said that the European Union's economic relations with Islamabad should depend based on the attitude of the Pakistani government towards human rights in Balochistan. Meanwhile, Baloch activist Mehran Mari accused Islamabad of using unfair tactics and urged the United Nations to take the Balochistan issue seriously. He also took a jibe at China over the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC, which Baloch people claim is exploitation of natural resources in Balochistan.
China entering the equation is a toxic mix. Punjabi and Chinese coalition to exploit and loot Balochistan has worsened occupation. But China has to realize that Punjabi is nobody's friend and Pakistan has not been America's friend.
CPEC is an under-construction multi-billion-dollar economic corridor in Pakistan that aims to connect Gwadar port in Balochistan with China. The Baloch activists had earlier appealed the United Nations to appoint a special rapporteur on Pakistan to uphold the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in Balochistan.
Bangladesh police officials on Tuesday began probe into the killing of a minority Sufi spiritual leader. While no group has claimed responsibility for the incident, officials said that they were not ruling out Islamist militants.
Bangladeshi police carried out investigations on Tuesday after unknown gunmen killed a Sufi minority spiritual leader and his house help in northern Bangladesh a day before. Monday's incident came amid a surge in attacks on liberal activists, minority sects and other religious groups in the Sunni Muslim majority country. Police said Farhad Hussain Chaudhry, aged 55, and his teenage maid were shot and hacked to death at his home in the northern district of Dinajpur, 220 miles from capital Dhaka.
তো আমরা একটা ঘটনা ঘটেছে ইতিমধ্যে আপনারা দেখেছেন যে একই বাড়িতে জোড়া খুন হয়েছে তো ইতোপূর্বে বিভিন্ন ঘটনা উদ্ঘাটনে বাংলাদেশ পুলিশ যেভাবে দক্ষতার পরিচয় দিয়েছে এই ঘটনায়ও একইভাবে আমরা আশা করি যে বাংলাদেশ পুলিশ একই দক্ষতা প্রদর্শন করে
No one claimed responsibility for the killing, but the South Asian country of 160 million people has seen a string of deadly attacks in the past years. The most serious on July 1, when gunmen stormed a cafe killing 22 people, most of them foreigners. Al-Qaeda and Islamic State have made competing claims for a series of killings, but the government has blamed domestic militant groups.
Sri Lanka has sought 2 more years from the UN Human Rights Council to probe the alleged war crimes committed during civil war with Tamil rebels. A report.
The Foreign Ministry of Sri Lanka said it has sought more time to deliver on accountability mechanism. What Sri Lanka will undertake at the current 34th session of the UNHRC is 2-year extension of the timeline for fulfillment of commitments made in Resolution 30/1 in October 2015, the ministry said. Sri Lanka was granted 18 months by a UNHRC resolution in October 2015 to initiate a credible investigation into a nearly 3-decade-long civil war with the LTTE. Earlier this month, the UNHRC has criticized Sri Lanka's slow progress in addressing its wartime past and reiterated its earlier call for a hybrid court of international and local judges to investigate allegations of rights violation.
A heritage steam engine in India's northern Himachal Pradesh province, which is more than 100 years old, has become the referral point for foreign tourists. The steam engine was commissioned in 1906.
The 112-year-old steam engine in North Indian hill town of Shimla is craving the eyeballs of foreign tourists. The heritage railway track in Shimla is now frequently booked by foreign tourists. A group of nearly 30 tourists from United Kingdom travelled through this steam engine.
We don't see them very often in the UK, and we've seen on television there are some very, very good documentary programmes about the Indian Hill Railways, about the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway and the Kalka Shimla Railway, and many of us have seen these programmes and we just fell in love with the railway line and the engines, so we wanted to come and see what it's really like.
The Kalka Shimla railway line was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Line in 2008. The heritage rides takes tourists through the best views, including little bridges, tunnels and valleys which the hilly terrain offers.
Special quality and aromatic variety of rice from India's Kashmir Valley is set to make a comeback. The farmers from the region are being encouraged to cultivate the costly rice.
The provincial government of Jammu and Kashmir initiated efforts to encourage farmers for the cultivation of costly aromatic rice varieties and link them with the region's tourism sector. A special sale of the rice mushbujji was held on special discount, where about 13 quintals of the rice was made available at a discounted price. Some 200 farmers participated in the event and some were given complimentary certificates for preserving and producing the mushbujji variety.
बहुत ही अच्छा है और बाकी जगह जिस तरह मसलन वहाँ पर बासमती है जम्मू में, इस तरह यहाँ अगर मुश्किल हो जाए तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत ही किसान के लिए बहुत ही फ़ायदेमंद चीज़ है। इसके लिए एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट ने जो इक़दाम किए हैं उसके लिए भी हम उनकी बड़ी शुक्रगुजार है, क्योंकि यहाँ किसान को फ़ायदा आ जाएगा तो ये बहुत ही अच्छी बात है।
With its price soaring, the traditional Kashmir variety is making a comeback in the market as a highly priced product. Kashmir traditionally used to grow both aromatic and non-aromatic rice varieties. From mid-1960s, new high-yielding varieties were introduced, which led to monoculture, as most of the rice produced was of the same variety.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Former Defence Minister of India swears in as Chief Minister of Western Province, Goa. Police investigate killing of Sufi Muslims leader in Bangladesh. And Pakistan Prime Minister orders removal of blasphemous content from social media. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.